Hey guys,
Hey
guess who's
everybody.
back?
Hey, y'all.
So for now, it's just us two. And our conversation today topic, well, let me start over. Hey y'all, let me give y'all some energy. Yeah, let me give y'all some energy because it was like the conversation is, but so
Hey,
we
y'all.
had us a long trip. We went to Chicago,
Windy City.
the Windy City, and
We had a blast.
I went somewhere I wasn't supposed to go. Oh, lot. I mean, I'm so proud of myself, y'all. Somebody said I'm uncultured, but they say culture, whatever. Anyway, I'm Nora,
Tracy.
Pee Wee's kids. We are missing two, so that's why we decided to say the pros and cons of sisterhood.
Well, that's not why we decided.
Yes, it
No,
was.
actually, it's not because we were gonna say that anyways, but they just so happened to not be here.
But that's why.
No, it's not.
Well, I thought that was why, because she asked for the pros and the cons of sisterhood.
I didn't
so
say nothing about no pros and cons. I said let's just talk
this is a
about
con.
sisterhood.
This is the con of sisterhood right
Just
here.
putting
We're
words
kind
on
of
it.
dark over here in YouTube. That's Facebook. This YouTube.
YouTube is always brighter.
YouTube's always brighter.
Facebook.
But anyway, so this might be our last
What?
on this thing. We're gonna start our Pee Wee's thing.
Oh, okay.
What? You thought I was doing something without telling you?
I did.
No, I'm thinking this will be our last Pee Wee's Kids podcast on this site, on Northeast Pots, because it's not about me. It's about all of us. So we want everyone who come to come because of Pee Wee's Kids, and we want them pick y'all person, pick your poison. I don't want to just be the one, you know. So anyway, what? I hope you ain't showing nothing. You want to put a pillow on your lap or something? Cause you got it going on. No, you ain't think about it. She wore a short dress today.
I didn't know you could.
Go ahead on, sister. Sister, y'all remember when she was taking the application? She might be taking applications again, y'all. Y'all get y'all, but go on her page for her application. Don't come over here.
That was just a joke.
And they eat me up on social sites, girl. They think you and Nikki the cutest thing ever. I know we all cute, but they girl, not like Nikki and Tracy.
We're all cute.
That's part of sisterhood, because for a long time, I was in the shadow because I was the third child. And
so I'm gonna disagree with that.
you don't even know what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
Can I get my part out?
Get your part out.
So being I was the third child, and Pee Wee's Kids consist of 5 of us. It is Nikki being number 1. I don't like the way Facebook aiming at us. Nikki being number 1, Tracy being number 2. I'm number 3. Number 1. Number 3. Jerry, or should I say Charlie, is number 4, and then there's Danette. So all of my days,
But
I feel like I was in the shadow, and you cannot tell me how I felt, because I always got the hand-me-downs. That's probably why I'm a Goodwill shopper. That's probably why I'm a Goodwill shopper.
I'm gonna let you say it.
I thank you. I always got the hand-me-downs, and I almost said high waters, because I had to wear high waters because I had hand-me-downs, and I was taller than all of my siblings. So by the time I was, and by the time I was skinnier and taller, and by the time I got it, y'all clothes was too big and they was high waters. You know why you don't remember?
Really,
Because you didn't have this problem.
You know what the problem I had?
It was my problem.
You did not get hand-me-downs.
Okay, yes I did.
No, you didn't.
What did you
Because
get?
I got hand-me-downs.
From Nikki. Well, I got double hand-me-downs. Can you imagine?
I'm the middle child. I'm the middle child syndrome. I got all the hand-me-downs, and by the time it came for you, you didn't get no hand-me-downs.
I did.
No, you didn't. It was native.
I didn't even get my hair combed.
That was
I
rad.
ain't get no hairdos. I didn't get
my mom like that. You did get your hair done, just like
Trace, I got
that.
pictures to prove it.
I got pictures to prove that. I got a ponytail sticking on top of my head too.
So why is you trying to act like you got
So why you
your hair?
trying like you didn't get your hair done?
Girl,
Like you the only one that didn't get your hair
I
done.
looked a mess.
That's your own fault.
And that is not my fault.
Yeah, it
because I had hand-me-down
and
clothes.
you didn't get no hand-me-downs.
Y'all see, this ain't gonna go too well.
Y'all have select. You have
Because somebody
selected
ain't gonna believe nothing I say. Nothing I say is right.
I'll see you online.
So what else? What else? What tell your side of the story?
Okay, so today's podcast is just about sibling challenges in general. And we're not on here for Tisa to talk about her little woe is me story about she was the worst treated child, like she was Cinderella or something, because she was not Cinderella, number one. And no, she did not.
Only reason because Cinderella was adopted. And I'm a real child.
People still say that about when you get treated like a stepchild, even though you ain't no stepchild, that kind of stuff. You gonna treat me like a stepchild? Yeah. Don't believe her. She was not taller than everybody when we was around that age. You didn't start getting taller until we got in teenage years. So it wasn't like we were 7, 8, 9 and you was taller than the rest of us. That's not a true statement. And she was not getting hand-me-down clothes. But we're not gonna talk about this. What we're gonna talk about is sibling challenges. So she's talking about is ancient history, right? We don't really care about who had, well, we kind of do. But we don't have everybody here to talk about it. This was not a conversation that was intended to be without the other two sisters, but it also highlights the challenges that you have when you have, and if it was a brother, if our brother was here, maybe it'd be him too, but he'd be on time, so we wouldn't have that problem. But when you have sisters with different perspectives, different opinions, and they have lives, they have other things they have to do, so it is a little bit of a sacrifice for them, for all of us, I guess, to come, well, most of us, except for her, but it's a little bit sacrifice, for us to come do this, and sometimes, life gets in the way. And so, but we did go on a trip to Chicago, and on that trip to Chicago, there was only 3 of us. And that trip caused a little bit of tension in the sisterhood. And it was an unintended consequence, but it was. And we have, as sisters, we all have different personalities. And there are times when we have to tell each other, hey, we about to go here, we're gonna do this. If everybody's coming, I'm gonna need you to be on your best behavior. But just to break it down real quick, so we're gonna take it back a little to the childhood coming up.
She on the roll. Keep going.
Nikki was the oldest. And as the oldest, and as the most beautiful child in the world.
Nikki?
Yes.
Okay.
Because, we knew she was the oldest, but growing up, we knew her as Snow White. Because my mother always said when she was born, she was very pale, skin, light skin, and she had this jet black hair. So she used to call her Black Snow White. So we knew this about our big sister, and I idolized my big sister. And she's, if you ever meet her, she's a very sociable person. She's a social butterfly. Really good personality. She one of those people that, what they say, she never met a stranger. She'll meet somebody, we'll all be together, and she'll meet somebody, and then 2 years later, she'll be pointing out that person, and we're like, huh? Oh yeah, we've been friends for 2 years ever since I met you. It's like, girl, okay. That's Nikki.
You told her, hold. You did 20 minutes of Nikki. I told you I'm the hand-me-down.
I'm the middle
20
child.
minutes of Nikki.
I'm the middle child.
Can I talk about you, or you gonna talk about you?
Go ahead and go ahead and tell your stories about me.
First of all, thank you guys for being here on Nora Potts' page. Because I forgot to put y'all on Nora Tisa Potts, so we are on a page that don't get much. That's it. I logged in on the wrong one.
Okay.
But we here now, so stay with me. YouTube, we good. But what I was gonna say was, Tracy is that sister that you can really, 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 really depend on, but you better not cross her. Because she has a whole flip mode. And when I say cross sisters, we never really crossed each other. So I don't want to say cross like cross. But if you say anything wrong, if you get that one piece of timing wrong, Tracy is going to click on you, on your friends, on whoever around you. She ain't gonna care about embarrassing you, and you don't. This ain't you.
No. I mean, it's partially true. It's partially true. But I'll let you say your piece. But it's partially true. I'm a 0 to 60 person, yes. But it takes me a lot to get to 60. Or what is it, 0 to 100 person. So
Real quick.
It takes, no, it's not real quick.
Real quick.
No, it takes me a lot to get to 100. But, some people will say I'm very nonchalant and I let stuff roll off me, and I do. I try to live a life where I don't sweat the small stuff, but that's today's me. Go ahead and talk about growing up me if that's what you were trying to get to.
She chased us with hedge clippers. She threw Tonka trucks at us.
That was your brother.
No, you threw his truck.
Okay, maybe I did.
What else she did?
I picked fights.
She really wasn't that bad. You weren't that bad, sis. I mean, now that I'm grown, you wasn't that bad.
Why, because I wasn't as bad as you?
No,
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't bad at all.
Oh, so you don't remember I used to fight all y'all in the house? Yeah, all y'all used to be against me.
No, we was not.
Remember
You
when y'all
and
locked
Nick
me out
used
the
to
house
take
and Aunt Bush had to come get me?
sides. You and Nick used to take sides.
We didn't take sides, y'all. All y'all was on Nikki's side. All y'all was on Nikki's side.
That was Nikki's oldest sister syndrome that she was doing.
Exactly. And all y'all took her side. So whenever something went down, me and her had a fight, and y'all was all on her side. And I got put out the house, and I was still stranded outside the house, and I had to call XL and Bush.
Who is all these people you talking about? Why we gotta be saying their names? You really getting the scripture, you gonna get mad about this.
No, nobody know who XL
But
and
we
Bush
might not have had this conversation because you really is going. Like, this seems like you really you got something to get off your chest, sis. Like, this seems like this ain't the platform for that. We just talking about the pros and cons of sisterhood.
Okay.
But it sounds like you want to dump some stuff out. Like, you just want to tell some stuff. Cause if you tell some stuff, we're gonna be mad, and then we all gonna go
Just
home.
like you want to dump that you was cheated out of clothes or something.
I was cheated out of clothes.
Because you didn't get a neon outfit for Christmas.
And they gave Cheryl one.
That wasn't. But that
They gave Cheryl one. Cheryl was not our
Who was
sister.
they?
Mama.
Okay.
You told me not to talk about Mama. So Mama bought you a neon outfit,
For Christmas.
Nikki a neon
For
outfit,
Christmas.
and not me.
Okay, but
She bought Cheryl one,
Okay.
who was no kin to us.
she was like her goddaughter.
It wasn't, goddaughter wasn't nothing back then. Mama wasn't even into the church like that.
She was best friend.
But you don't remember the lady name.
Sharon.
Oh, it don't matter.
You don't.
That's how minor it was to me.
It wasn't.
So everybody had an outfit except for me.
But you didn't want an outfit. Because we was teenagers and you wasn't no teenager yet.
I was Mama's child.
But you wasn't a teenager. You probably still weren't dolls or
Girl,
something.
people talking to you on YouTube.
They're not talking to me.
Who they talking to?
They're just talking in general. So yeah, you didn't get it. I mean, you wasn't of age to be dressing like we was dressing. You was still in elementary school. We was going to middle school and being teenagers like they did back then. So you still hold on to that. You're talking about me dumping you. That's from like 100 years ago. That's how you remember? Okay, but anyways, so middle child, I'm gonna claim middle child syndrome because my mama, again, Nikki was, Snow White.
Pros and cons of sisterhood.
Tisa used to aggravate me all the time and try to do stuff.
Pros and cons of sisterhood.
And then she would go tell my mama when I
Henry
was
Scott, the topic of this is pros and cons of sisterhood. We are letting people know, and you know what? I should go on. You think I should start this over
on the other page?
Yeah, because I want y'all
Is that
YouTube.
why I can't find you?
Yeah, because I'm on Laura Potts.
I can't find
Y'all, hold on. I'm gonna come back. Well, I ain't gonna go nowhere with YouTube.
Okay, well, YouTube.
Talk to YouTube.
Wow, Nora Potts gets it together.
I'm sorry.
Um,
Girl, that's it. It sounds like there's some coolies going on.
So So there was a top 3 set. So there were me.
What has this got to do, Tracy,
I'm
with what we're
explaining.
talking
We're
about?
talking about
Pros and cons of sisterhood. Why is it good to have
Okay.
sisters? Why is it not good to have
so
sisters?
Pros, you the one started out talking about how you was neglected as a child.
Well, that's where.
So you took it in
That's
that
where I wanted
direction.
to go.
So you can't like throw that and then not expect people to defend themselves when you start talking about users, and that is not a true statement. But anyways, so we're supposed to be here to talk about pros and cons of sisterhood. I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot of cons. There's a lot of pros to sisterhood. Like I'm not gonna say I'm even gonna give y'all a lot of cons.
Hey, I got some cons.
Hey, I didn't say there wasn't any cons. I just said not a lot of cons.
All right, Facebook, we back.
Hey, Facebook.
So, YouTube, hold on one second, and we gonna this live has ended. YouTube, hold on. Y'all know I ain't really good at this. So, Facebook over here, we was on the wrong page, but while we're here, we're going to let you know that this might be our last podcast on the Northeast Pots page. We're going to start tickle our friends. We're going to start a Pee Wee's Kids podcast, and we're going to start doing everything over there because I think it's unfair that,
well, because the intention was to start our own page.
exactly.
And it was just easier that we was being lazy to jump on this page than to just go ahead and get the page started and whatever. But sometimes there's technical difficulties to being on a person's dedicated page, so that the podcast is intended to continue whether it's 1, 2, 3, or 4 sisters here. And then because it's on her page, if she's not able to attend, then we have technical difficulties. So it was the intention from the beginning to be on a dedicated Pee Wee's Kids page. But again, we were just being lazy. But, we just came to the conclusion that we need to probably move it over sooner than later, because there are going to be times when, what?
You said that already.
We're not able to be here. Whatever. I don't know what I said. I'm just saying whatever. So go ahead and say what you got to say.
So we talking about the pros and cons of sisterhood today. I put that title on the other one, YouTube. I'm back. We ain't leaving no more.
For the Facebook people, yes, Nikki and Danette, who you normally see, are not here tonight. I think Nikki might be coming late. Danette, I think has some difficulties, so she may not be here at all. But so that's why you don't see the other 2 sisters.
And
we're not mad at each other, I don't think.
No, we're not mad at each other. So a couple weeks ago, I wasn't here. And I'm going to start this with the pros and cons of sisterhood. I had some issues that I needed to deal with within myself, and my spirit was so shot that wasn't no way in hell I can come on social media and be friendly. And I just told my sister them that I was going out of town. In reality of it, I was right here. So, so when y'all start
playing hooky,
I was playing hooky. And it's not fair when we're on my page, so that's why we're pushing over for one. But the pros of having sisters is that they allow me to be in my feelings, and they understand my feelings. I speak to a lot of different women who do not have the support system that I have. And I know we can all have friends or whatever, but we've all disconnected, reconnected, because I used to tell people, I didn't choose my siblings, I chose my friends. So I felt like in my growing up years that my friends were way more important than my siblings, because I would just put with them. No, because I would just put with y'all.
I ain't asked for you.
Yeah, I ain't asked for them. I actually handpicked my friends. I actually said, this is who I'm going to consider my friend. Mama did this. But as I grew older, I realized how important sisterhood is. Not just sisterhood as women being friends, but sisterhood as in my real blood sisters. And it's like we have group chats amongst each other, and we have group chats with probably just me and her, or just me and Nikki. Well, that ain't a group, that's just 2, but you know what I mean? So we all discuss each other within,
cause issues within the sisterhood.
Yeah. But when it all boils down, it's us.
Yeah.
It's us. Some of the pros our like I said, like I have them. I lived with two of my sisters. I lived with Tracy before when I had nowhere to go. I lived with Nikki before when I had nowhere to go. I ain't never lived with Danette, but
She's younger.
no, yeah, Danette's younger, so I never lived with Danette, but like times I was a single mother and most of them was married or in a long-term relationship. I'm the only one that be showing out and do what I want to do. But anyway, so when I had issues with being a single mother, not having the finances I needed, and before I would have to go outside, I had siblings. So I never had to go outside of my cove to get the love or nurture or support that I needed. So I always felt like that's one big positive of sisterhood. I met sisters that don't rock like us though, but my mama always told us we were all we had, so we had to rock, or we weren't gonna be rocking, because that's how mama felt. So, what's your pros?
I mean, just sisterhood in general. I'm more of an introverted person, and I'm my most comfortable with my sisters. So, some people might see me, out and about by myself, and or even if they see me with, I don't know, a few friends I have, like my friends are really my friends. So for the most part, the way I am is going to be the same with my friends as with my family. But when I get with my sisters, it's just,
It's a vibe.
it's just a whole nother, it's kind of like, I'm old, I'm gonna tell my age, but it used to be a cartoon that came on, and on that cartoon, it was a boy and a girl that was twins, but whenever they got, they had like little superpowers or whatever, but whenever they would bump their fist, it'd be like, one of twin powers activate, whoosh, and then they would be like unstoppable. So I feel like when I get with my sisters, it's like the four of us is like the Power Rangers, and we get together.
We vibe. We know each other.
And so it's such a good vibe. Even when we get upset with each other, like we might be mad like for a day, 2 days, maybe a week, but we all, for the most part, still gonna come back and be like, you was wrong, you made me mad, whatever. And
some of us hold it longer than others.
I don't really hold grudges, but
I ain't talking about you, I'm talking about me. I'll be mad for a second.
I can hold grudges when people do me wrong.
Yeah, I'll be mad for a second.
But I really try not to hold grudges. But there, it was a break in the sisterhood for a little bit, and that's because when you have stubborn people that don't see eye to eye,
and all of us stubborn.
We all stubborn, and so we don't see eye to eye. Like I was a person. So anyways, pros. I love my sisters because no matter, they might make me mad, but like literally, like I could just be anything with my sisters. Like we just have such a good time. Even if I have close friends that I feel like I can tell everything to, but I know I can tell everything. To the minute details. To these people over here, I don't have to worry about it. They're gonna tell me, girl, you crazy. They're gonna tell me, girl, why you did that? They're gonna say, girl, you stupid. They're gonna say, ooh, hey sis. They'll lift me up when I don't feel like I need to be lifted. They'll see something in me that I don't see in me. And I'm very grateful because I do meet a lot of people that will look at us and see us, even when we're out in public together. Like they don't, not even on social media. But if you ever see the four of us out together, like we don't try to, but we kind of like, it's just like a whole show. And people will be like
our videos are real.
Yeah.
Like when y'all catch some videos of us, they be real, and all of us act like that.
And so people say, you know what, y'all have such a good relationship with your sisters, y'all have such a good sisterhood. But my mother was an only child. And she was the only child. She didn't have any sisters and brothers. She was a very lonely child growing up. And so she said that, she wanted to make sure she had a lot of kids. And by her being the only child, we didn't have any cousins. And for people who have cousins, especially like mama, like sister's cousin or brother cousins. Y'all know them cousins be like sisters and brothers. They be like extended sisters and brothers. But we didn't have like that cousin relationship, at least not on my mother's side. And my mother was divorced from my father, and they lived in different states. So even though we had cousins on my daddy's side, it wasn't kind of the same because we didn't live in the same state. We didn't necessarily grow up together. So we were all we had. Like the five of us, it was like we our own little clique.
And to this day, we are all we had.
Yeah.
All we have.
Yes.
Like, yeah. To this day, it's like, you know how you got certain family members that pull you in. Like, I think we met our family don't get me wrong, we met our family a long time ago, but when we actually got to know them, we weren't the kids that was pulled in and embraced. I think only one person really pulled us in, and Daisy, and embraced us.
Oh, well, because we didn't have cousins. All of even the cousins that were our age, were technically our second cousins. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So our cousins at our age were really my mother's cousins. So it was like they first cousins, we second cousins, we the same age, but we also lived in a different state. So it wasn't like we were raised up with them. And then when we did move to Florida, you know, we became friend cousins, but it wasn't like we had that bond connection from when you grow up with, like my kids, like their cousins they're literally like this. Like they is like brothers and sisters. Their cousins are cousins that close.
And that's the relationship
Right.
we have. But we didn't want to get too far.
I wasn't trying to get to that.
I know. I just thought about it
Say what
because we
I said,
just
it was
explaining
good.
our cousins in the audience.
I-
She was going deep with their cousin thing. You know, cousins like cousins,
I thought I was
like
over-
not like cousins. No, I'm not. You're right.
I was over with the cousins and you brought it
Yeah,
up.
I thought I just thought about it. They ain't like us. So
This is not
I know I keep getting, y'all know I be getting in my feelings. Like I truly be getting in my feelings, like for some things. But that's why, and I look at other siblings, and when they don't rock like us, I be like, why? Like why? But I could do something stupid, do something real stupid, and one of my sisters then done something stupid too. And that's what I like about them, because they'll say like, oh, well, you know I did this right here. Or they'll come by like, girl, you ain't the only one do it. But sometimes you get friends that don't want to tell the truth, or you get people that don't like to tell the truth. But in our circle, it's like we can tell the truth. We can talk about things. So that to me is the pros of sisterhood. Even if you don't have an actual blood sister, if you have a friend that you can consider sisterhood, I ask that you hold on tight to her.
Yeah.
Now, the cons of being a lot of us, because there's really no cons to being sisters.
Right.
So I can't say.
I'm not gonna say that because I, have met people that have said like, okay, so I used to do nails. So I used to, I just have a lot of clients, people come sit in your chair and they talk about stuff. And I have a lot of clients, not a lot, but I have clients that come through that would say they haven't spoken to their siblings in years. And I would be like, how can you not speak to your blood sibling raised in the same house for years because of an argument? Then I kind of found out why people can do that sometimes, but it just, I could not fathom that I would not talk to my sisters or my brother for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let alone 10 years. And so you have a lot of people like that, I could say it'd be petty arguments because I'm gonna say nothing should break blood, but there are some things like mental disorders and stuff like that could, put you in that.
I'm gonna say sometimes, and I'm gonna say, okay, I'll just be honest. So we went through a point where we didn't speak, and while you're going through that cycle, it could be a woe is me, or it could be she was wrong, I was right. It could be a whole lot of things that you're telling yourself while you're in the cycle. But what I did learn is sometimes you don't appreciate the sun unless you had the rain. So when it happened with us, it's like at first it was like, woe is me, and they act like this or this, that, and other, you know, placing blame or whatever. But I missed my sisters. But in that process of missing my siblings, I learned the value of them. So I learned like a whole, that I probably would have never learned, or I probably would have never felt. Like, to me, that separation made me love y'all even more. It's something that I won't take for granted anymore. It's like, this is a love now that's delicate to me. But before, when you always got it and you don't think nothing of it, like, because this is just sisters.
But you know, we had to fight for this sisterhood.
What?
That's what I'm saying. We had to fight for this, and we used to scrap, boy. We used to really scrap.
I used to win.
I'm gonna be the big sister on this one and let her have it. If she say she won, I'm gonna let her have it. But
Brandy say her sisters are weird like that too. We ain't weird like no, and I know what you're saying, Brandy, so I'm not saying that. But I'm saying all of us click. Like, one of us get mad when the other one leave us. Like, so,
or like if we are like if they you know all somehow end up like we all at home, and the two of us live on one side of town and the other two live on another side of town, but if somehow like three of them meet up and
it's a whole problem.
And I didn't find out.
Oh, y'all ain't tell me?
I'm like, wait, y'all didn't tell me? Like, I didn't get invited to the day party. Like, the sisterhood is together and y'all didn't tell me? Like, it be like for real, like,
yeah,
in my feelings.
Like when they go to Vegas without me.
Okay, well that's one of the cons of sisterhood, maybe. Because you know all your sisters have different personalities. So when you have sisters, okay, it depends.
Tell us what happened.
Okay, so it was a birthday trip.
Because I ain't gonna get mad. I'm over it.
Yeah, because you in that story
they
you
left
your head. We didn't leave her. The story she telling her head. Okay, so we didn't leave her. So this is Nora Jesus Potts page. So all y'all have been following her. So y'all know her attitude. Y'all know how she get, but she tamper it down for social media. Trust me. If y'all don't think she tampers it down for social media. But in real life, your girl be off the chain. And then be like, I don't know what I did. I don't know. So, birthday trip. It's not her birthday. We're going on a birthday girls trip
for my older sister Nikki.
For Nikki, who is not here. So Nikki, of course, it's her birthday. It's a big 50 birthday trip. She's inviting her close friends and her sisters. Nortisa Potts has a problem.
Quit calling me Nortisa Potts.
It's your page. So Nortisa Potts sometimes has a problem when she speaks to people. So all my sister Nikki said was, Nora,
if you can't watch your mouth,
can you?
No, she didn't say that.
She did not say that.
She didn't want nobody there to kill the vibe. But that's because she did not invite me. And then when I said something about going, she was like, she did not invite me.
Yes, she did. You not.
See, this is how they do. This is the kind of having
I'm standing in the paint for my sister.
Standing in the paint for your sister. That's the problem. That's what they do.
I was there.
So like I said, I'm always the third one.
No. I was there, and she did not. She did invite you, but we was at Thanksgiving, whatever, Christmas dinner, and we were talking about this trip, and all she said was, you know, I wanted to be a cool vibe, and you know, basically like y'all need to keep y'all negative energy. I don't care. Keep y'all negative energy. And if y'all think y'all can't do that, then well, she said, well, you know, I just want people that's gonna have a good vibe. So somebody took it upon themselves to say, oh, you talking about me. Cause you wasn't called out by name. But like you said, hit dog holler. So
I ain't said nothing about no hit dog holler. I ain't no dog. I ain't said nothing about a hit dog holler.
Yes, you have.
When?
You have put it in your post and you have said it in person.
You ain't heard me say no hit. Well, I ain't said it just now.
No, not just now. But you don't act like you never said it.
I don't think I did.
I can guarantee you said it. And if I had enough space on my phone, I could probably pull up the receipts. But you said it. Anyways, so she was not caught out with him. So long story short, so because she felt that was directed at her, she says, well, I'm not going. It was like, okay, nobody said you couldn't go. We just said, try to rein in some of that what you be doing. Because, this is all of my friends and my sister, but I want my friends to have a good time. I don't want my friends to feel uncomfortable because you don't always know how to rein it in.
Okay, so what they don't okay, so if they wear something, because I got to give them some examples of what Nikki was talking about.
No matter what they wear.
Okay, so my eye, my mama said I ain't had no filter, so what comes up comes out. So if I see something that I'll be like, why you got them eyelashes like that? Or, your eyelash falling off, you should just take them off. So I say stuff like that. Or you guys say, I ain't sleeping on no cot because the cot is dirty. I ain't gonna sleep on no fold-out bed from the hotel room.
That was different.
No, because they said that's what it is.
But that wasn't. That was an example.
That was an example.
Right, but that's
so those are the kind of things. So why is that bad?
That wasn't directed to a person. Your stuff be directed to people. So sometimes you make people feel uncomfortable because you don't have a filter, and that's okay to be a direct person, but just because it's on your mind don't mean you have to say it, and it's a way to say things. So, and then you don't have to be around people and make people feel uncomfortable. So that was the only thing with that. But you the one decided that you did not want to go on that trip. You got offended for somebody telling the truth about how you act.
She didn't want me around her friends.
She didn't want you to make her friends feel uncomfortable.
They never said they felt uncomfortable. They liked being around me. They came to the little birthday party.
I mean, nothing.
So why they came to they thought I was going to say something the same
anyway, so that was anything. So that's kind of stuff we had to deal with sometimes. But you have to say, you know what? Listen, this is what I'm doing. You got to give you some pep talk before you go. You got to get your sister talk before you go. All right, sisters. Especially when you go with people outside the sister circle. Because when you're in a sister circle,
Henry.
It's no problem. I don't care what Henry said. And that's not true. What Henry said. Real people can have a filter. It's the way you say stuff. So just because you say something directly, it doesn't mean you're a real person. And just because you have tact,
I'm real, Henry. Thank you.
Just because you have tact in the way you say things, because I can be very direct to people, and
but you slick out your mouth too. Very slick.
I am a direct person, and there's nothing wrong with being direct. But the things you say are not about being real. And we're gonna keep that real. It's not about being real. So I don't care what Henry said.
YouTube, I got edges, but they camera shy. But they white.
Henry can say what he want to say because I'm a real person.
I like Henry, and you ain't about to say
I'm a real person,
Henry.
Henry, and I have a filter, but I don't pull no punches.
Hey, y'all, count down. Keep Henry, you stay on her, and she gonna blow the hell up. Watch.
I'm not gonna blow up.
Well, that's what it sounds like. Henry, it don't take no. Go ahead. Henry, talk, baby.
Henry can say whatever he want to say. But I can tell Henry, and I don't care who he is, I don't care where he come from, I don't care if he follow me or not.
I follow him.
But you're not gonna sit on here and say real people don't have no filter. That is stupid.
All right, new conversation because Nikki just pulled up and I don't even want to talk about that no more.
No, we are going to talk about it. Yeah. Because now you're not a...
So the cons of having this many sisters is what I said.
Hey, Peace and Joy.
Well, you what? Y'all, let me open the door for
Peace and Joy on YouTube.
What she said?
Thank you for joining. She said she's talking to us. And she's talking to you all.
Who talking to us?
Peace and Joy.
Oh, what she said?
She said, we have to be an example for other siblings. Middle children are overlooked. Thank you.
Tracy, you're not the middle child.
I am.
Tracy, you're not.
I'm the first middle child.
Okay, that doesn't make you a middle child.
Yes,
you're not a middle child. I'm the middle child because it's two before me and two under me. So what that makes?
You're not a middle child because there was a whole 5-year gap. So for 5 years, I'm the middle child. Until you get another set of siblings, because for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, you got treated like the best little child, so you become...
Because I am.
Because you become do stuff like this.
I deserve.
And hit me, and then think you go run and tell mama when I hit you back. And, okay, so let me tell you this. So, again, I'm a middle child. She was a baby for a long time. So, she said, And she come, I'm minding my business. So she come in the room where I'm at, and she just aggravated me. Leave me alone, Tisa. Go on somewhere.
Because she just wanted to read. I wanted attention.
Touching you. Leave me alone, Tisa. Go on somewhere. You know. So I hit her. Get out the face. This girl went in there and
You
ran.
probably want no hit like that, y'all. Don't let her.
It was a hard hit. Yes, it was. But I'm not gonna hit her like that now, because I don't have no reason to. But it was a hard hit. So she runs in to the next room and tell my mama that I hit her for no reason. Just the cons, right? So my mama say, why you here? I said, because she was messing with me. So she tells this girl to hit me back. I said, no. I told you better not hit me. Because I told my mama she was messing with me and I told her to leave me
Where
alone.
is this going?
The cons. The cons.
No, we know. Okay, let's talk about. We can talk about that, but let's talk about the cons.
The cons.
Like the pros are, I have, like I said, I have a support system. I have a cove. I have a. But the cons is, you see, because I be having to pull her back.
No, I had to pull you back.
So the cons are when we have outside friends.
She thought she was gonna be able to hit me.
Oh my God.
When she was wrong, and I wasn't gonna hit her back. So my mom told her to hit me, and I told her you better not hit me. And my mama said hit her because she's not gonna do nothing to you. And I told her you bet not hit me.
Queen Aries.
So she hit me anyways. And you know what happened? I tried to knock the mess out of her. And you know what happened? I got whooping and I did not.
Y'all heard the key word, right? Try.
Oh no,
So
I did. But
back to what we saying.
I hit her hard enough to knock the mess out of her because I tried to. And I got a whooping. And I did not care.
Okay, are we gonna get outside of the house with the pros and
because
cons?
I was a middle
She
child.
is so serious. It's like she's been wanting to say
Because
this.
I did. Because I was a middle child and she was the baby. And so everything she said was made to be true when it wasn't. So, and she still, and y'all, you know what? Y'all know I ain't lying. If y'all who gonna be truth tellers, if you're a truth teller, you know I ain't lying. Because all you gotta do is watch the videos to see how she aggravate me all the time like she does. So anyways, now back to the regularly scheduled program.
So the pros of having sisters is what I said, but the cons of having sisters is that mama got some attractive girls.
Why is that a con?
Girl, you remember my boyfriend for 7 years? So I had this boyfriend for 7 years, right? And
you can say she not outside.
well, what? Did she say I'm here? Oh, she's been here on
She got on the page.
Man, so I had this boyfriend for 7 years. Me and my sisters, like we said, we hang around each other, like we do stuff together. So one day, like he was going through this little stage where he just wanted to have a come to Jesus moment because we was on the verge of breaking up. And he wanted to have a come to Jesus moment because he's going to tell the truth and he's going to tell me, you know, all the things he done wrong and how much he loved me and we're going to start over. And that man told me that he had a liking for my sister. Said that he thought Nikki was sexy and that's what he used to have fantasies about.
Oh, he told you to your face? After
He
y'all
didn't
broke
only
up?
say, no, he said it while we was together.
After y'all broke up?
No, we didn't break up. He didn't want to break up and he was having a come to Jesus moment telling me the truth.
Okay.
And one of his truth was Shanique and Nikki. Shanique is my best friend. Shanique and Nikki was his fantasy. And at that time, I was straight up and down. I ain't had no curves. I ain't had nothing. And Nikki and Shanique is like you blew into a Coca-Cola bottle. It ain't just no regular Coca-Cola bottle. It's like you blew into this Coca-Cola bottle and it swole up. And he told me that that's what he had a fantasy for. That sometime might be the cons of having 4 beautiful sisters. 4 beautiful siblings or whatever.
Oh, you know the other thing? You know the other con of having so many sisters? When you get pulled over by the police. When you get pulled over by the police. And they tell you that you had a traffic ticket that you didn't get. Because one of your sisters got pulled over and gave them your name.
She talking about me.
I want just you.
She talking about.
And was not gonna play the ticket, and a friend had to call and say, sis, check your thing, cause somebody got a ticket in your name and they're not gonna
Who did that?
Who y'all did?
No, who called you?
Don't worry about it.
Let me tell y'all about this sisterhood, okay?
Don't worry about it.
Hold on, pause. Henry. No, she was not 36, 24, 36. She was 36, 26, 48. Yeah, that's the measurement. No, I ain't doing it, just keep freezing. But that was the measurement. So the measurement was nice and pow. Remember I said it looked like somebody blew? 36, 24, 36 is a regular Coca-Cola bottle. But Nikki and Shanique had very wide, what they call them, birthing hips. They had the birthing hips.
No, they didn't.
So Nikki and Shanique don't got big wide hips and
They
butts.
have wide hips, but I'm not going to say they have no birthing hips.
I said birthing. That's what they call them when you gave birth.
I understand
That you give them.
what it means.
So what they had?
They just had wide hips.
They had really wide hips.
That's all.
And I didn't. But back to this sisterhood thing. Yes, I did use Tracy's driver's license.
Con.
But the biggest con about me using her driver's license is my friend, who was my friend first, jumped on her side and told her.
Because right is right and wrong is wrong. Right is right.
She shouldn't have told she was my friend.
She wasn't your
And then when it, exactly.
She wasn't your sister.
And she, no, I thought she said she was my friend.
She wasn't your sister.
Well, I chose her. That's what made me know.
But sisters keep your confidences like that. But a friend, and she
That's
wasn't
what
just,
made me know.
and she wasn't just your friend. She was a friend of the family.
But she was originally my friend.
Again, but she became a friend of the family. So
That's
don't make
it.
it like she just wasn't your friend.
She
She was your friend. She
Well,
was a
she
friend of
your
the
friend
family
now.
that
You can have her.
my mother unofficially adopted. So she was all of our friends.
Because I bought her in the fold.
But right
That's
is
how
right.
they treat you.
Right is right, wrong is wrong.
That's why you don't go outside the fold. You stay with your siblings.
That's why you don't go get puffer and give the police your sister name and then don't go pay the ticket. That's why you don't.
I paid my ticket.
No, you didn't.
Nikki didn't pay her ticket. Nikki the one didn't pay her ticket. I paid my ticket. I paid my ticket.
No.
Yes. What happened was Nikki had to go to court for you. And that's what made you, because I paid my ticket. I paid my ticket. Your friend just told you that I used your name.
I just know
Because I paid my ticket.
that
Yes, ma'am.
when you
I didn't have to go to
too
court.
many sisters, and especially if y'all look a little bit alike.
Well, back then they weren't keeping the IDs on the thing either, so I was able. They have it.
Yes, they did, because they always took, and I asked them, how is it that you have my picture in this database and you didn't know that wasn't me? And well, I guess y'all must have looked alike. And then they started doing fingerprints, but they don't check the fingerprints. So what does it matter?
Peace and joy. This ain't going nowhere. She just wanted to get on here tonight and vent about whatever this sisterhood thing is.
And Avonda, yes, like people trying to take your photo when you don't want her to. That's the cons of all these sisters, especially sisters that like to be on social media and take 1,000 pictures, that she always trying to take your photo or video you when you don't want her to. Yes, Avonda. That's the kind of stuff I had to go through. Yeah. And so Nikki said she didn't have to go to court to try for anybody. Correct.
Nikki did have to go to court for the traffic
Nikki
ticket.
say no, she didn't.
Tracy, Nikki lying. That's another con.
I'm gonna tell you.
Tracy tell the truth. You know Nikki had to go to court.
No, I don't, because I don't know. I went down there and told them that is not me. Actually, what happened was she didn't have to go to court. I told her that I went. No, that was after the fact.
No, push right there.
No, that was after the fact. Because so two of my sisters be stealing my identity, right? Because that's what it's called, identity theft. That's the con of having sisters who people always say y'all
I ain't
look
stole
like.
no money.
Identity
I
theft.
had sisters that stole money, so it could be worse.
Identity theft. So what I had to do was I had to put a block on my ID. So
But then I had some ID. I had license
I had to
ID.
put a block. So my sisters could not keep going down there and giving them people my name when they got pulled over for traffic violations. Like, come on now. Jeez.
I had to pay $834 to get my license back. Y'all wasn't ready.
That was not
I wasn't ready.
It wasn't my problem.
I wasn't ready.
It wasn't my problem. So, and you know, we have to deal with sisters when they get attitudes, then we all supposed to go somewhere together, but somebody might get in their feelings one day before we get to go, and then they decide they ain't coming.
Okay. Or we might get an attitude and just be two of us on podcast.
Or we might get an attitude and there's only two of us on podcast. Or we might get an attitude and there's only three of us on podcast.
I didn't have no attitude with y'all. I was heartbroken.
What you want to say?
I was heartbroken. I didn't come because I had. You talking about Nikki and Danette? You can tell them I be heartbroken sometimes. And that's what, because that's the only reason I ain't come. I was never mad. Never me. Never me. Like, it's just.
Queen Aries, I want to like you, but you are Aries.
And you a queen, baby. So that's what's wrong.
She is a
that's
queen.
The problem.
I want to
so
like
when
her,
you,
but she's an Aries.
When we have friends, Queen. We're Queen over here, right? Queen on YouTube. When we have friends, Queen, it's so hard for all of us to gravitate to these friends. So that's why, that's the con of having sisters. Because I can like the hell out you, Queen, but something about you, because you are Aries, this girl won't like you. Or either they'll pick your friends apart, because we'll say, Nikki, that girl don't like you because we notice the things that a person do. And it's like, we can't rock with it because we know she ain't good for my sister. So that's the problem. Like, if you don't pass the whole sister vibe, like that girl who snitched on me,
that is not true.
She passed the whole sister vibe.
Okay, I missed on what you said.
Like,
my friends don't have to be your friends.
No, they don't.
My friends don't have to be.
But we'll talk about your friends if they don't rock right. We'll talk about them.
I mean, that's every day. That's whether you got one sister, two sisters, or whatever.
Yeah, but then we'll sit up and look at it and look like it. Like when I brought the one girl around, you and Nikki told me our next destination, she better not be there with us. Remember when the girl came and wanted to be my friend? And y'all said she was just staring at y'all. She had to stare about. We went to that Lee thing. And the girl stared. Nikki, then y'all was like, what is wrong with that girl? I'm like, no, she just wanted to be a friend. And y'all was like, okay, we're going to leave.
It wasn't me.
It was you and Nikki.
I don't remember. So it wasn't me. I don't know what it was.
This is the dumb stuff I'm talking about.
I don't remember.
But don't say it wasn't me. Just say you don't remember.
I don't remember.
Who the hell else was it then?
I don't know. It could have been anybody. If I don't remember, it didn't happen. What else, sister girl? Pros of having a lot of sisters. Technically, you really don't need no friends. Like, you got, but you do need to have outside friends so you can have a break from your sisters.
Queen, because you're Aries. That's why she picking on you, baby.
No, I actually like Queen, but
that's why she picking on you, Queen.
But this girl is an Aries, and she's aggravating, and technically, like, on the astrological charts.
My Aries in the house today. Henry. I love you too.
Oh, Henry and Aries.
Henry or Aries. Like, come on, y'all. Come on out the woodwork. See, this is what I'm talking about. When I be having like a unity, like this Aries bond is something.
Yeah, that's fine. Henry was already on the list. So yeah.
On what list? On the good list.
No, Henry.
But you know, it was something about Henry vibe. It was something about Queen vibe.
Exactly.
But see, if she didn't know y'all was Aries, she was good, Queen. She was good with you, but the Aries name popped out.
Henry wasn't good.
But this is the kind of stuff I have to deal with.
Queen was good.
This the kind of stuff I got to deal with.
Queen over here. Queen, I want to like you, but you are Aries. So if you like this Aries, again, astrological chart, Aries is my exact opposite. We clash.
But I love you.
But still.
Bro, I was hit your mouth like that.
I was gonna kiss you for real.
I thought you was.
What's wrong with you? And you the one puckered up at me.
But I just thought you was gonna get aggravated and be like, yeah. But no, I thought you was coming back.
Even through your aggravation, I love you. As long as you don't try to hit me. When you pucker up at me, I'll pucker up back, but I'm not gonna kiss you. What's wrong with you? And you try to swing on me, I'm gonna try to swing on you back.
I am very misunderstood.
No, she ain't.
Yes, I am.
She just told y'all she didn't have no filter.
But they don't understand why.
She's very clear on what she says, and she mean what she say. So she is not misunderstood.
And what I said once,
I said whoever said she misunderstood, y'all.
And I ain't gonna gossip.
Y'all can't tell her Y'all can't. Who said you misunderstood? Because they can't say.
My Aries sister Queen. Queen, I wish I girls Queen. Inbox me your P.O. box so I can send you a crown or something. You is the queen. Or let me place the crown on your head, Queen. That's what I'm talking about.
Whatever.
Queen. She got the right name.
I don't have a problem with Queen.
Yeah, you can't have no problem with the Aries sister.
She an Aries. That's all. But you good, Queen, over here. Queen, you good. You just.
So tell me, am I not the most loyal, like one of the most loyal people you met? My heart is pure.
You have a very good heart. And you know what?
Queen Henry, y'all hear her talking about us, right?
Yeah. No, she has a very good heart. And and also what I'm gonna say is, you taught me how to be a better sister. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because you know, and the good thing about sisters too, they don't do this as a con. I mean, as a pro, because we all have different personalities and we all have different weaknesses and strengths. I'm really an introverted person, and you know, I really kind of stay to myself, and I'm an overthinker. So when I want to do something for somebody, like I just want them to have exactly what they want, and I'm going to struggle with getting them the best gift, and this and that, and that, to the point that I just won't get them anything because it's too hard for me to get them something that I think they're going to like without them trying to take it back. But one thing that she showed me is that, one, you can be a good friend, sister, by just being around. I was in the hospital, and
girl,
I was in the hospital, and so she came in there to see me, and I told her, you don't have to come here. I'm not in the mood to entertain. I'm just gonna go to sleep so you can go home. And she was like, no, I'm just gonna sit here with you, go to sleep, do whatever you want to do. You don't have to talk to me, but I'm just going to sit here. And for me, because I say to people, you don't have to hang around, you know, I don't want you to just take up your time. Then me, if I went in and somebody said, well, you know what, you don't have to stay, I'm good, I'm gonna go to sleep, then I'm gonna listen to what they say and I'm gonna leave. But she was like, no, you don't have to talk to me. I'm just gonna sit here with you and you can go to sleep. And she had a little crossword puzzle book or whatever she had, and she just sat there and she did her thing while I did my thing. And that was something I had never thought about doing, because again, people tend to view life with the lens as how they operate. And see, the way I operate, if I go visit one of my sisters at the time, way back then, and they say, okay, thank you, you know, you can go home, I'm good, then I would just say, okay, she said go home, and I'm gonna go home. And so that really like did something to me, that she was just willing to sit there. And I didn't have to talk to her. I didn't have to entertain her. I'm like, I'm tired, I want to entertain. She was like, cool. And so what happened was, I had a really close friend that actually ended up in the hospital. And I thought about what my sister did for me. So I went to go visit my friend, and she was like, okay, you know, pretty much the same as I did. You know, don't worry about it. You know, I'm tired of you. And I said, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm just going to sit here with you. And I did exactly what my little sister taught me how to do. And I told her, don't worry about it. I'm just going to sit here to be a presence in this room for you. And so I learned stuff from my sisters, you know, and that's what I think, because even though we were all raised in the same house, and we all have different experiences, and we all have different personalities. And she really has a very giving personality, and she has a big heart. She has a very sensitive heart, which is why sometimes I think her exterior and the words she say be kind of rough, and because if you get through that, she has a really sensitive heart. So you gotta really get through that wall of that rah, rah, rah. But when you do that, then you get to the sensitive side, and you'll see she is a really nice person anyways. Well, that's not true. I just went a little bit too far. She said, well, that's not good. Let me take that back. Let me take that back. But y'all see how you interrupt her. Y'all know I stay interrupting Tracy, but come on. Give it out. Get out there. When you saying all this good stuff, I'm gonna let it come. Come on, say more. Feed me, Seymour, feed me. No, but I'm just saying, so I do, you know, I like having enough sisters that even though, you know, I have two younger sisters, I still learn from my younger sisters. You know, my baby sister, Like, she's not here, so I don't really get into stuff about her. But you know, she was definitely a source of inspiration for me, because I feel like she is probably one of the strongest women that I know, and some of the things that she has gone through in life has inspired me to do better things in my life, even though I'm 6-7 years older than her. But her life experiences are drastically different from mine. But you know, they were a source of inspiration for me. You know, my big sister is just cool as hell. Like, Nikki
don't care. It's like,
oh my God. The best older sister you could ask for is Nikki. I don't
know, Nikki show out sometimes too though.
Nikki show out when
you catch her. You gotta catch Nikki in the show out. You don't know Nikki showing out until you catch her showing out.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie, Nikki, you can say what you want to, but Nikki, you'll never know Nikki showing out until the conversation be all like this. And you're like, Nikki was showing out. But you never know Nikki was showing out until you know Nikki's showing out. Yeah, Nikki, we talking about you. But so Danette will give you one wheel off her car, not the spare wheel either. She'll give you the back wheel off her car and swear that there's gonna be some way that she can make it. Like Danette is going. That's how Danette is.
Yeah.
Like Danette, no, you need all 4 of your cars. No, all 4 of your wheels. No, I don't. You can take this one, and if I ride fast enough,
I live along 3 wheels.
Yeah, that's how Danette is.
We gonna make it since we gonna make it. Like,
that's how Danette is. She gonna give it to you. So we all got our positives. Tracy is going to be quiet and listen. She has learned the art of listening, and that's a big deal. And sometimes we don't understand that you don't always want somebody to tell you something. You know, I'm telling you because I just need to get it out. I'm telling you because it's killing me on the inside, but I don't want to hear what you think I should do. I just want you to listen. And when the time comes, I feel like God speaks to her when it's time for her to speak. She ain't just gonna waste her words. I might waste some words, but Tracy's not gonna waste words. She's gonna say when she feels it's the right time to say it, or if it's necessary to say. Like when you come to her with your heartfelt problems. So that's one thing I can say about her. She's going to.
You gotta think hard.
I know, I don't want to brag about it. But it was a time, like, one day Tracy called me. And I have a problem with asking for things. It's hard for me to ask for things. So it's things in my life with my siblings, that each and every one of them, I can tell y'all some beautiful things about them. But Tracy happened to call me one day when and I don't even remember what she called me for. But she was like, because we sense when something wrong with the other one. We kind of know. And we ain't twins. Ain't none of us twins, but we kind of know. You can feel it. And she called me and we were talking about something. She was like, what's wrong, sis? And all of a sudden, I'm like, I can't pay my mortgage and this, that. And she was like, how much you need? And that, you remember that?
I do. I didn't think about it.
Yeah,
I didn't know where you were going.
And I was going, she was scared, y'all. She thought I was about to say something. But yeah, so it was like, she was like, so Tracy is that, not how did you mess up your money or why you short, just how much you need. Like how much you need. Or like, Tracy, I did this, you know, I was talking about, yeah, I did some hellfire things in my life, but it's like when you call one of them, either one of them might say, then they're going to say, if I say, oh, I'm about to go show out, then they're going to say, come get me.
Yeah.
If I say, oh, I'm going to show out, Nick might say, I done did it before, but let's find another way. We going to get them now. Like, we going to do it. Tracy going to be like, now, is it worth it? Is it worth it? I know how this hurts, but is it worth it? And then you be like, no. Like, so it's like, she'll talk you off the ledge. Like, it's.
I don't know. Y'all done talked me off the ledge a couple times, too, guys. I know a couple times I want to suit up in my all black and do some damage. And y'all was like, don't do it, sis. Don't do it.
So all of us got ours, but that's the good thing. And then we don't have to hear about it. It's not nothing that, I've never heard anything. Now, I heard some stuff that I told my friends, but I can't say I heard anything that I told my siblings that would harm me character wise. Cause I told you some stuff that if y'all knew, it wouldn't be good. But I don't, that's one thing that I love. And my brother, I cannot neglect my brother.
Yeah.
He is.
But our brother is like, he the king.
He's the king.
Because he's the only boy.
He's the only man.
Exactly. He's the only man. And he came after 3 of us. And my mother was so happy to have a boy that she literally almost treated him like a little kid. But he's kind of humble despite that. But sometimes, he get in his head because, he is El Presidente. And we give him that because he is, I say he's the man of the family because he is.
Because he is.
And he is the patriarch of the family because he is. And so the funny thing is, so when we get into little tiffs,
we all call him.
We all call him. And we be like, did she call you? And he be like,
no.
Nah. But he be telling the story, but he be like, nah.
Nope.
No, why? What happened? And he's like, you know what? I know you.
Only way he'll tell you that somebody called if he's on their side 150%, not 100%, but he got to be way on their side. And he got to know that if a person does not know the truth, it's going to be detrimental to this relationship. That'd be the only way he'll tell it. Like, Teaser, you know you was wrong. They call me.
He never told me.
Because he just don't feel like you wrong, huh?
That's how you take it. But I'm just saying, whenever I call him, and I'll be like, you talk to your sister? He be like, nah, what happened? What's going on?
Because maybe he ain't talking to nobody.
Yes, you did. But look, about to tell you anyways. Let me tell you about your sister.
I don't even ask him. I just go to talk to hey, guess what Tracy did? Guess what Nikki did?
Let me tell you about your sister.
So now let me tell you a story about him. And then we're going to go because I see we're going over.
Yeah.
So the real quick story about my brother is, I told y'all I struggled a lot coming up with them kids of mine. So one day, I had this little dog, and I hated that little dog. He was a new dog. He was supposed to be a Yorkie, but they sold me some kind of mutt. So he was like the ugliest dog ever. So my kids were young, and this dog ran out in the road and got hit. And I was so happy in my spirit that dog was gone. Oh my God, I was so happy. And my friend Sam, he came to the house, buried the dog for me. And he dug a whole little shallow grave, and he dropped the dog in the hole, and my son cried. And he said he just dropped that dog in the hole like it. We had to dig that dog up, put him in the shoebox, and drop him in the hole again. Okay, that's how hurt my son was. So I took my son to the toy store. I said, look, whatever you want, get what you want. So he bought a toy. Then he gets home and he tells my daughter, Mama bought that toy like it's supposed to replace my dog. So I said, okay, well, let me try something different, because now I should have snitched. Now I'm going to tell it. Real quick.
Okay.
What?
I'm getting off track. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about Jerry.
Oh, okay.
This is going somewhere. So I take my son and my daughter to the pet store. We started looking at different dogs, and this one dog kept.
Hold on, stop.
No, listen.
Wait, Avonda says she has to go, so can you say hi?
Hey, Avonda.
I don't know how long ago that was, but.
Okay. So anyway, this one dog took to us, and my son did not want to leave this dog in the store. So I said, well, we're going to think about this, that, and another. The dog was $900. Came up total $924. I remember like it was yesterday. So I called my brother. I walked outside of the pet store, and I called my brother, and I said, bro, I need some money. He was like, sis, what's wrong? I said, I just need some money. He said, how much you need to keep your head above water? I said, $924. He said, well, how much you got? I said, nothing. I pay you back income tax time.
Good old income tax.
That good old income tax. And my brother wired me money right then. And I got a dog. Income tax came. I paid him his money back, and I said, you want me to tell you what I got what the money for? He said, yeah. I said, because I needed this dog. So the good thing, the more to this story is he never asked me. Don't get me wrong. If I'd have told him I wanted a dog, he wouldn't have gave me that money. But he never asked me. But when I said I need it, and he said to keep your head above water, he didn't hesitate. Like, that's the pros of having siblings. They ain't about to take, don't get me wrong, I ain't asking for much money. I said 2 times that I got money. She gave me some money, and he gave me some money, and then it gave me some money.
Okay, I want to say real quick on YouTube, she might not still be here, but on YouTube, Levada, I don't know what just happened. Levada, Levada said she lost, 6 months ago she lost one sister, and oh, dang, I lost it.
10-19, 6 months ago, I lost my oldest sister at 60. 12-5, I lost my second sister to a massive heart attack, broken heart. My life will never be the same, broken.
So, Levada, I want to send out my deepest condolences. I have not lost any of my sisters,
Thank God.
and I don't know what I would do if I did. So, I'm really sorry for your loss, but I just wanted to make sure, like I said, she might not be here because I think this was earlier in the evening, but I just want to acknowledge that, I did see that, and just, send her out my sympathies.
I can imagine losing one. Like, I cannot imagine. I can't even say what I would do. I can't say how I would feel, because they are cords to my heart. So I don't know. And when we didn't speak for a while, like, I was hurt, and not only was I hurt, I was angry. So I already be giving it to people, so they really got it, because I ain't had no sisters to talk to, so I ain't had no help to filter me down. They keep me, But so I can't even imagine. I do pray, and I send prayers out through text message about us, because I don't want this chain to be broken. I know one day, to everything there's a season, but I just pray that season don't come no time soon. I'm praying for 100 on all of us. I'm praying that all of us see the last one make 100. So somebody's gonna be like 120. so here's my prayer. But anyway, so real quick, because we're gonna go, we are going to try to get Pee Wee's Kids podcast up and running. So we will try our best next week, and I'll try to push it out all week. So you guys could please go follow Pee Wee's Kids. Don't do it now because it's not there. And we really would like to hear different things on what you guys would like us to talk about. We've been talking about relationships a lot, but tonight we decided, since it might be our last day here, if we do everything that we're supposed to do. And I know it wasn't the real reason, but it's a good way to shift it over to Pee Wee's Kids podcast. My thought for the night, my thought for the week is, if you have siblings, I'm looking at y'all when I say this. If you have siblings, and for some reason you guys are not talking, whatever the reason, whether right or wrong, when we all made up, we had to make up knowing that we don't always agree, but we love each other. And somebody has to be the stronger person to say, this gotta end. We gotta be friends. You know what I mean? Because I don't know what you went through as sisters and brothers in this, but the way I feel about my siblings, I just pray this relationship on everybody. And if it's something that you can fix right now while you guys still have breath, like this one young lady just said, she lost 2 of her siblings. You can't say things, words unspoken cannot be spoken once they dead and gone. Like there's nothing. Like I remember writing, and I won't. But I remember writing my sisters like, let me tell you how much I love y'all while I can. Give them their flowers while they're alive, because once they dead and gone, there's nothing you can say. There's nothing you can't know if they forgave you. You can't just forgive. Learn to forgive and love. That's what siblings is all about. Go ahead, Tracy.
So I'm gonna say everything that you just said. I agree with that. Henry, you actually made a good point. When you have family and you have disagreements, everybody has different perspectives. Everybody has different personalities. Sometimes you have to agree to disagree and move forward. I'm sorry that's the way you saw it, but this is the way I saw it. And
see how mad I be getting? I thought you was like telling me you sorry. I'm sorry, girl. I got to pay attention.
So we're gonna agree that we're not gonna agree on this, but we can move past it. And then as far as my conclusion thoughts for today, always, I'm gonna tell y'all, when you get up tomorrow morning, and if you haven't done it today before you go to sleep, check your bank account, check your credit cards, check your credit score. When you wake up tomorrow morning, before you open up that blue app, before you open Instagram, before you go on TikTok, before you check into Twitter, check your bank account, check your credit score, and check your credit cards every day. Now we're talking about sibling relationships. So I'm going to add something else to that. Get insurance on your people. Get insurance on your people. Even if it's enough to just pay funeral expenses. And I know it sounds bad to say it, but again, this is life, and part of life is death. And so you don't want to have like a sibling family. We're going to say siblings because my mother has already passed away. But you don't want to have to, have a family member, a close family member, sibling, whatever, pass away, and nobody has money to bury her. And I have 4 siblings, and we should all get insurance. 4 people should have insurance on me. And I should have insurance on 4 people.
Man, I'll knock you out so quick.
And
no, we're not.
No, I know you're playing. But that's just something that and it doesn't have to, you don't have to spend a lot of money, and you can get just a basic insurance. But just make sure that, you should get insurance, personal insurance too, for yourself. But since we're talking about sibling relationships, like me and my siblings have sat and talked about it, that that we all want to make sure we all have policies on each other, so that if something happens, like my brother is married, I was married, my other sister was married, and and if my brother was to pass away, then obviously we would expect that his wife would be able to take care of that situation. But if she wasn't able to, then we could step in and help. So I just encourage you, one, insurance is something that you should have anyways. Not just car insurance, not just health insurance. You should have life insurance. And so I'm gonna add that to my thing. If you haven't done it already, there's different types of life insurance, and there's you want to go talk to a licensed insurance agent, but just think ahead. Get insurance on your people.
Can I say something?
And yes,
I'm sorry. I have to just insert this because Nikki corrected me. She didn't really correct me. I just forgot. Nikki bought me a pair of work shoes because she's like, I bought your work shoes. But what she does not remember, because she did buy me work shoes, she does not remember that she paid the deductible for one of my surgeries that I had. She came downstairs. Me and her used to work at the same place, and she came downstairs, and we were talking about something. I was sitting in front of the financial advisor, and Nikki paid my deductible without asking for the money back.
all right, sister.
She did. She paid, so I did forget about that. So yes, I do appreciate my siblings. But with all that being said, we're going to wrap it up.
Again, that's why she used to get beat up.
We're going to wrap it up. And I love you guys. We'll see y'all on the next go round.
Bye, y'all. You finish this.